everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another book review here for you. This is book 4 of the Starships and Apocalypse short story collection, Time and Terrors. It's still written by Andrew P. McGregor. It's still science fiction, still published on April 4th, 2021, and it is exactly 11 pages long. This one's an interesting one, so I want to get right into it. So this one, I'm just doing spoiler-filled reviews for the short stories because it's just not worth doing a spoiler-less one. It's kind of impossible with short stories. So if you don't like spoilers, I totally get it. Please feel free to pause the video, go down to the link in the description below, get a copy of the book, read it, and then come back, watch the review, and tell me what you think. Was I right? Was I wrong? Somewhere in between. Love to have a conversation about it. So anyway, the main character in this story is Declan Ward. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name, but that's the way I say his name. So we're going to go with that. And this one, Declan is basically, he's called a moon diver, but he's a splunker. Simple as that. It's a very cool idea. Instead of, a splunker's person that likes to go and check out caves. Well, instead of caves, this individual explores the inside of moons and stuff like that. So still basically a splunker, just, on a cosmic scale. It's a very cool concept. I like that a lot. It caught my attention. So Declan is on a moon called Vespa Prime, trying to figure out what's been killing all the other moon divers. Quite literally, thousands of bodies are on this moon. Why this moon hasn't been blasted into a million pieces, or why it hasn't been off limits or anything like that is beyond me. It is a science fiction, futuristic novel, or short story anyway. So I guess, I don't have to look that deep into it, but literally thousands of people have died here. It would catch some government's attention. I gotta imagine somebody be like, maybe we should send somebody over there to glass this place, but whatever. It's a cool idea. And so Declan goes to this moon, and he's an accomplished moon diver. You don't really know what exactly he's been accomplished, but he's highly trained, highly motivated, and he gets there not because he wants to avenge or find anybody or figure anything out. He's not there for fame or fortune. He wants to figure out what's been killing everybody. That's it. He doesn't care about anything else. He just wants to know what's been killing everybody, what the secret of this moon is, which is interesting. A little far-fetched. I would have bought it better if he was like a glory hound or something like that. But that's his motivation, and it works. It works. He does end up discovering the reason for everyone dying, kind of, and then he kind of becomes Agent Smith from the Matrix. It's very weird, very confusing, and we'll get into why in just a second. So the story starts off with Declan walking towards the center of this moon on Vespa Prime. He's been on this planet, or this moon anyway, for a few weeks, and he's got his gear with him, or he's got no gear with him, I'm sorry. He's got his spacesuit, and like I said, he's a moon diver, which is basically a splunker. I love the concept. He has no real gear with him. Declan is kind of portrayed as this accomplished moon diver. He knows what he's doing. He's highly trained. In fact, he passes a couple of bodies of people that he think might have been former instructors of his. So, like, he's known in the community. This isn't his first rodeo. And yet, when he shows up, he's got no gear with him whatsoever. No cartography, no maps, nothing. Thousands of people have been on this thing. Some of them have gotten off, and none of them made any maps, any guides, had any useful intel with them at all. So I guess I could understand that, because Declan, who's supposed to be really good at this, the Lara Croft of moon divers, gets to the moon and he's got his suit, he's got some battery packs, he's got some oxygen tanks, and he's got some tablets. That's it. He's got no climbing gear, no weapons, no medical, no backup gear, no repair stuff. Just him, his ego, and the bare necessities. It really confused me. I was like, he's got to have like a bag full of stuff or a container full of gear or something. Nope, nothing. Just his suit, some power packs, some oxygen containers, and some tablets. That's it. Some data pads. I mean, nothing else. I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna die. There's no way. Wow. And he's also quite arrogant. He walks past a lot of the bodies. He's like, the rich people and stuff like that have guns on them. How foolish. Something is killing other moon divers on this planet. You'd be a fool not to show up with some sort of self-defense weaponry. And that's proven quite true. It blows my mind that he thinks that this accomplished spelunker is like, I'm not bringing a weapon. Yeah, something's killing people, but not me. I've read the book. Yeah, that bothered me a lot. That felt really foolish, and the fact that the author points that out, I felt was a misjudgment. It's like going on safari, knowing that there's a rabid lion running around, or some sort of rabid predator running around. Kill it. They've literally killed thousands of other people on safari before you, and you're like, I'm not bringing a gun, though. It didn't help all of them. I'm not bringing a weapon. Wow. I mean, you might as well just douse yourself in barbecue sauce and hope for the best, right? And that's what Declan does. Funnily enough, it does work out for him, kinda. So, like I said, he walks past, he's walking down this trench and stuff like that, getting deeper and deeper into the moon, and he's passing hundreds of bodies along the way, which is a very, very cool way to describe the environment. I was like, that's eerie. I mean, imagine being on the moon by yourself with no gear, and you're passing the corpses of people that have been dying on this thing for hundreds of years. This is not new. This has been happening for hundreds of years. Very, very cool environment. Like I said, this author builds worlds very, very well. And it creeped me out like the whole time, like, yeah, I'd have left. Nope. Nope. Not only that, but all the bodies have been stripped of anything useful. All their air and power and gear is gone. So something semi-intelligent, we'll say, at a minimum, has been taking these things. It's not like a natural occurring thing. This is bad. Like something with an intelligence is killing these people and taking their stuff. The few moon divers that have survived, like I said, they have no clue what's killing the others. They also have no maps, no useful information. They don't even have descriptions. It's like, I went down this tunnel and ended up coming out of this tunnel. Yay, I'm a hero. It's like nothing useful whatsoever. It blows my mind. We're charting galaxies and nobody thought to even do a pencil map. Like, bring a cartographer, bring a budding artist with a pencil and a piece of paper to draw on a, as you're going out. We went straight, took left path, went straight again, took right path. I mean, anything better than I survived. It's the weirdest thing I've ever read. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because Declan has no intel. He has no idea where to go. He's literally just wandering. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So he ends up, he's traveling, he's been traveling through this moon for weeks, and he comes to this crossroads. There's like 4 or 5 different paths he can take. And it's, he's eaten what I thought was cool, like soggy bread. I thought that was funny. And of course the suit, fresh out of Dune, it recycles all of his fluids and his waste, so he's drinking water out of that, but the water's tasting a little funny, so after a few weeks he's worried that the filters are acting up. Again, the technology is cool, but it seems to be always made by the lowest bidder. It's kind of funny. I like that, though. It feels a little realistic. But he's tired. He gets to this crossroads and he knows he's got to make a choice. He has no idea how to make the choice, but he's got to choose one of these paths to go down. And none of them look interesting. None of them look any different than any of the others. He's been walking all day, so he's tired. So he lays down to take a nap. And he eventually falls asleep. He's scared, and that's fair. And he passes out, and he wakes up because his seismic alarm is going off because something's walking towards him. So he wakes up, he starts shining the light down all the tunnels, and sure enough, he shines it down the right tunnel, and that's the way the book describes it. And there's a face, like a desiccated face coming towards him. And it freaks him out, rightfully so. That is the proper response. And it comes right at him, and it turns out to be a big metal wraith. It's got like drills for fingers. It's super creepy, and it gets him quick. And it literally just robs him blind. It takes his power packs, it takes his air, it takes his tablets, his data pads, whatever you want to call them. It scratches up his armor, his suit a little bit, and then it leaves him alone. It just walks off, which doesn't make any sense at all. It has literally killed all the others. Yeah, some of them, it looks like they just took their gear, their air, and their power and everything like that, and they suffocated and died. But some of them were flat out, there's holes in their suits and stuff like that. But anyway, I get maybe why it doesn't kill him, but it robs him blind. It just takes all of his stuff. And he did record and everything like that, but for some reason, the recordings that he did recorded to his tablets, his data pads, not his suit. So now he's got to chase after this metal wraith thing in order to prove what he's seen. It confuses me a lot. Why is what he's recording going to a data pad that's external and not even attached to him and not his suit? It just seemed like, I know he needed a reason to chase after the metal wraith, but that just felt wrong. Like, I don't know, like using an old-fashioned VHS, handheld tape recorder or whatever to record your graduation, as opposed to just the camera and recording capability on your phone. It seemed like a huge step back and a real obvious mistake that a accomplished moon diver would know not to do. It blew my mind, but that's the way it was. And so Declan chases after the metal wraith. Again, no weapons. He's scared to death of this thing, but ego and narcissism win over. I'd leave. I'd be like, I survived. I'm running out of air. I'm running out of power. It's going to take me weeks to get back. I'm running. I'm going to try to get back as quick as I can, or I'm going to end up with the rest of the bodies. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But he goes after him, and he's easily captured. I mean, he runs down the corridor and he gets blinded by a big flashlight. A big light hits him and he's blinded by that, and he's captured instantly. It's not even hard. Declan might be the stupidest, most unprepared moon diver in history. And considering he's surrounded by thousands of corpses, that's really saying something. So he's brought basically to the headquarters area of the moon. Why they don't just outright kill him is beyond me. Why they decide to talk to this guy is beyond me. It gives no reasoning for it whatsoever. There's no explanation why Declan is different than the thousands of others they simply let die on their moon for forever, like since people started exploring it. But yeah. Basically, you find out it's a little difficult to understand because the dialogue is a little stilted. It's a little, I don't know, rushed, forced, vague, whatever word you want to use. It doesn't really explain a whole lot. It's very vague, very difficult for me to understand. I had to reread it a few times in order to try to figure out what the author was trying to convey. But basically, the Vespa isn't a moon, it's a ship. I don't know if it's an alien ship. I don't know if it's a human ship. I'm assuming alien, but basically it's a massive moon-sized Death Star type thing, and it's been sunk there, is what it keeps saying. And due to the gravitational pull it has, because it's such a large hunk of mass, it looks like a moon because all the dust and debris and everything like that have been attracted to it and have piled up over the millennia. Okay, I could get there, but the reason it's robbing everybody is because it's taken the air and the power from all of them in order to keep itself functioning, in order to keep itself alive, which again is confusing because, I mean, why? Why is our power compatible? How is it helping you at all over hundreds of years of killing people to take this stuff? Like, why now do you need Declan? You know, they let him live because they want him to take proof of their existence back to its species so that it can bring them more power, more sustenance, more stuff for it to live. And you assume it's power, but it gets real sinister real quick. So Declan's scared to death, but he's like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever, sure, but I need proof. And it's like, here's your data pad, take this back, it's plenty of proof. So they're not worried about being found out or exposed. They want that. You know, they give him proof of their existence so they can get what they need. And so Declan gets a piggyback ride from the Metal Wraith. Remember, it took him weeks to get here. There's a trolley. That's what it's called in the book. There's a trolley that literally takes from the headquarters of where they're at. They do walk a little ways to get to it, but not far. And then they put him on this transport, this trolley, and it takes him back to the starting point. Literally right back to the starting point of the moon. And when he gets there, like, he falls asleep along the way, so there's no telling how long he was out, but I'll be generous and I'll say 3 days, okay? And there's no reason for me to even say 3 days, but there's no way it was weeks, you know. But you know, he fell asleep basically. We'll say for 3 days. Why not? He was really, really tired. And when he wakes up, there's other moon divers there, and they're like, "Are you Declan? Like, you've been gone for weeks. We thought you were dead. Good to see you. Are you okay?" And he hands them off the data pad with all the information. These random strangers that are going to take credit for everything now, and he's having trouble talking to them. Like, every time he tries to say something, it's not him that's saying it, it's the Vespa intelligence. Somehow the Vespa intelligence took over his mind, or like possessed him. It doesn't make any sense. I thought at first it was like his suit. I'm like, okay, the Vespa thing attached itself to his suit, and that's the problem. It's blocking off his voice. But no, he's having trouble talking and all these other things. He's having trouble moving, like all of his movements aren't his, and he feels like he's being pushed back in his own body. Why would the Vespa do that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It needed him to bring him back. He knows how to interact with his species. The Vespa thing, and then it starts saying, I'm hungry, I need food, and it's super weird. And the ending is it leaves me with a zillion questions. Why did the Vespa let him live when it's killed everyone else except for the handful of people that it missed? Why did it take over his body when it needs him to bring back air and power in order to survive? Like, is it just gonna think that it's gonna walk into the other ships that come there and crash them into the moon and use their power source that way? It doesn't make any sense. It's a terrible plan. I'm starting to see why they've been stuck as a moon for so long. They're idiots. What made Declan different than the thousands of other moon divers? Like, why talk to him? Why is Declan the one that gets the data pad? You know, they've been robbing thousands of moon divers for hundreds of years, letting them die, and all of a sudden they're like, huh, maybe we should talk to him and get them to bring us more Duracells. And they were like, yeah, this guy, this is the guy that we'll talk to. Yeah, he seems like the well-connected one. He didn't even bring a gun. So yeah, this guy is definitely the one we want to talk to. I don't get it. I mean, if you want to do that, fine. If Declan is the chosen one, let him be the chosen one, but explain that. Explain why Declan is the one they decide to talk to. Is it because of the color of his uniform? He's the only, or of his suit anyway. It's the only one that's described as construction orange or whatever. But give us a reason why they've decided to reach out to him when they've literally killed everyone else they've encountered on the planet. The only people that have survived are the ones that for some reason didn't get noticed by the Vespa people. So, very weird. And then, last but not least, how did they take over his mind? Like, what? If that was a capability, why wouldn't they have done that from the get-go and just send these people out as drones to bring back power or to repair? If they could use us, why wouldn't they use us? Why would they allow thousands of people, which are resources to them apparently, and the capability of getting off this friggin' moon that they've been stuck on for a long, long time? They clearly don't want to be on here anymore. Why wouldn't they just take everybody over? Like, is this a new ability that they figured out? It needs to be better explained. I know it's a short story, but it's 11 pages. Take 3 more pages to explain what the hell is going on, because it ruins the story. All the cool aspects of the story are overshadowed by the stuff that just doesn't make any sense. Why would it do any of this? What's its motivation? Why is this happening? And how does it make sense? It's a shame. So in the end, I thought about it for a little while. I ended up having to give this one 2.5 stars. It's just, I didn't like it, but I almost did. You know, there was a few things. I really liked the idea of a moon diver, basically a space splunker. I thought that was really cool. I liked the idea of the suit. I thought the Vespa thing was kind of neat. But how it was all put together, how it was delivered, how the story was crafted around all the great ideas was piss poor. I hate to say it that way. I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm just trying to be honest. Nothing that happens makes sense. There's timeline inconsistencies. He walked there. It took him weeks. But there was a straight shot via a trolley that went straight up to the entrance, the staging area on this moon. And when it showed up, nobody was surprised to see it. Like, the people that were there, they weren't surprised to see the trolley show up and deposit Declan. They were surprised to see Declan, but the fact that he just literally got transported, got shipped there like freight didn't surprise them, did not strike them as odd. Like there was no problem with that. Oh, cool. He took the express line back here. Real men, they walk for weeks. That doesn't make any sense. And so the continuity error there is just blinding. And then a lot of other stuff. Why was he so woefully underprepared? Why is it that all the people that did survive not have any kind of map or guidance or intel or anything? They literally claim they went to this moon and walked around. So unless they're all liars, and which is a very good possibility, that needs to be stated in the book. Why didn't he have maps? It could have been handled with 2 sentences. He didn't trust them. He didn't believe them. Yes, they had maps and stuff like that, and they had guides on how to get from A to B and the paths they took, but Declan didn't believe him. Or maybe he's a purist and he wants to just do it himself. But that's a 2-sentence fix. Just, hey, hit that, say that. Yes, he could have brought one of the other survivors' maps, but nah, Declan is too good for that. It's the same reason he didn't bring a weapon. Whatever was here didn't help the rest of them, so why would he bother weighing himself down? Instead, he took extra medical supplies. He took his own recording device. He brought a drone. He brought scanning equipment. Anything other than the nothing this supposed, seasoned splunker would have brought with him. Even if it was just on Earth, they come better prepared. So, yeah, there was just a lot of holes, a lot of issues, and the ending really soured the story for me because it doesn't make any sense. Why would they let him survive? Why now? And if they could invade us, if they could possess humans, why haven't they been doing that until now? Like, why is Declan special? There's thousands of corpses on the ground. Why is Declan not one of them? It doesn't make any sense. And then to take him over like that, to just ruin any real chance they had of getting power or anything, because he's acting weird. Like, they're noticing it too. Wow, yeah. They even said, we need to get him to the infirmary right away. He's messed up. And he's like, oh, I'm hungry. They're not going to, unless now he's got superpowers as well, which I guess is possible. It's just really confusing, really unacceptable, and I almost really didn't like it. There's a few redeeming qualities that make it so that it got that half a star, but this was a very close 2-star. In my opinion, this story is only half finished. And then, like I said, that's just one guy's opinion. Please, if you're not sure, you don't want to trust me, I 100% respect that. Please go and click the link in the description below, get the book, read the story, and come back and let me know what you think. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it somewhere in the middle? Am I crazy? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to have a conversation. So that's going to do it for this one. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. And as always, thanks.